Yes, now. Clear in the work.
First of all, what is the meaning of debentures? We have been studying this in past years also. So, what is the meaning of debentures? Anyone of you? It is a liability, but meaning of debenture.
So it is a debt fund which company borrows from the public.
Correct. See, joint stock company can have two types of capital. One is owner's capital, the other is borrowed capital. Owner's capital, the major source is shares. How does it get the owner's money? By issuing the shares to the public. And the major source of debt capital is debentures. Okay, basically when the company issues the debentures, what does the company do? When you buy the debentures, company gives you a certificate, folio, paper, piece of paper, which shows that you are owner of those debentures. In that certificate, company mentions that it accepts that it has borrowed money from you, and units are mentioned. Generally, the face value of a debenture is 100 rupees. So they mention that you are the owner of 500 debentures of rupees 100, which means you have invested 50,000 in the company. Company will pay 12% interest per annum to you. The maturity period is 5 years. And if assets are mortgaged, they give information of that also. That what debentures, plant and machinery or XYZ asset of company is mortgaged. That whole instrument, certificate which is given to you, that acknowledges the debt of the company. Acknowledges means the company accepts the debt under the company's signature, which is a company's seal. Under the company's seal, it accepts that it has borrowed the money from you. That certificate is called debentures. Okay, so it is a certificate or instrument which acknowledges the debt of the company. Did everyone understand this? Did I meaning? Debenture is a certificate which acknowledges ACKNOWLEDGE, acknowledges the debt of the company. Okay, now only two topics we have to study in this chapter. One is issue of debentures and the other is redemption of debentures. Means from exam point of view, only two things we have to study. What accounting entries we have to pass at the time of issue of debentures. And what do you mean by redemption? Repayment. Okay, redemption of preference shares also we have studied. So same way we have to understand what entries we have to pass at the time of redemption of debentures. In India we cannot have irredeemable debentures. Only redeemable debentures are allowed. Period is not fixed. Like preference shares period is also maximum 20 years. Your period is not fixed. Any period debentures can be issued. But the redeemable debentures can only be issued. Okay. Now, first topic we shall start today, that is issue of debentures. It is the most scoring chapter in your syllabus because single chapter will have 2 questions, and moreover, after this you can say unit 1 is the most easiest. Investment account is also easy. Then departmental accounts. Little bit complications are there, but this is the easiest of all. Okay. In issue of debentures, company can issue the debentures in 3 different ways. Company can issue the debentures in 3 different ways. First is company can issue the debentures for cash, like in shares also. Give the debentures, get the money. That is, the debentures are issued for cash. Second is for consideration other than cash. Other than cash means you give debentures but you don't get money. You get any consideration other than cash, like you get assets. Or you can take over the entire business, where you get its assets also, you take over its liabilities also, net amount. Assets minus liabilities, the difference amount you pay in the form of debentures. So you are giving debentures but you are not getting cash. You get assets or you get net assets. Assets minus liabilities. And third is as a collateral security. Debentures can be issued as a collateral security, means you borrow loan from the bank, but against loan you don't have any security to give, so you give debentures. Because debentures always have a floating charge, floating burden on the assets of the company. There are two types when the assets are mortgaged. There are two types of mortgages possible. One is fixed mortgage, fixed charge. Mortgage means charge, or charge means mortgage. And the other is floating charge or floating mortgage. What is this fixed and floating? Fixed means, yes, Jen?
So fixed means for a debenture, for example, you have given this asset as a bench. So for that, it is limited to the bench, the land means for the payment. And floating means they have told that which whole furniture. For example, if all the debentures have been told about that.
Yes, correct. Fixed means any one asset, specific asset is given in security. So suppose I borrow loan from Arpan and I borrow loan of, let us say, 30,000 and I give this air condition as a security. Means it is fixed charge. If I don't repay him the money, then he can come and sell air conditioner and recover his 30,000 rupees. But he cannot touch anything else. Because it is a fixed charge, only that asset is given in security. Okay? The other is floating burden. Floating burden means what? Whichever assets are not covered by a fixed charge, you have the right on all those assets. Fixed charge Arpan has a right. But suppose I have also borrowed money of rupees 50,000 from Agam and I have not given any fixed burden, it's floating charge. Then other than AC, he can sell anything and recover his money. So it floats. You understand the meaning of float? The burden on the charge floats on all the assets of the company. Did you understand this? So Dipesh, which one is better, fixed charge or floating charge? Fixed charge, right? Snail, which one is better? Fixed charge, right?
Because we have only one thing to give, that's why.
And in floating you have all the things to give. If I don't repay the money, Arpan can sell AC and recover the money. He cannot touch anything else.
Yeah.
If AC gets 20,000, then only 20,000 against 30,000. And if I don't repay 30,000 of Agam, then he can sell this whiteboard also.
Anything.
He can sell this whiteboard also. He can sell that camera also. He can sell that iPhone also. Until he is able to recover his whole 30,000, he can sell anything. So which one is better? From not company's point of view, from investors' point of view. Dipesh? Floating. Jen?
Fixed.
Why?
Sir, if you told if ball, say there are many debenture holders, there is a floating charge, and if all of them come for the repayment, then they will not get the proper payment.
No, but all the debentures doesn't need 50 lakhs of debentures. Company will have 50 lakhs of assets also.
But sir, if they
No priority. All will be sold and money will be distributed equally to everyone. It's not like first one debenture holder comes and picks up again, then the second will
in
come.
fixed there is a we can say there is a problem that if only one asset is specified, and if its value is less than, you will not be able to recover that.
So that's what I'm asking, which one is better from investor's point of view? See, I'll explain you. Yes?
Fixed is better because if most of the assets are fixed, so we will not get.
Exactly. Fixed charge is always better because you, and whenever you give the loan, you'll always see that security you take a higher amount. If you give a loan of 30,000, you'll see that you take a security of 50,000 or 60,000. So normally, fixed charge is better only because that asset is totally allocated to you only. No one else can come and touch it. Now what happens in floating burden? Suppose, let us say that I am a very big borrower, I keep on borrowing loans, I never have money on my own. So I have borrowed money from Arpan and given this air conditioning security. I have borrowed money from Sun and given this whiteboard in security. I have borrowed money from Eman. I have borrowed money from Eman and given all the benches in security. I have borrowed money from Netra and given that iPhone and tripod also in security. I have borrowed money from Nisha, I am given this electric equipments, everything else in security. I borrowed money from someone and given the whole office in security. Everything is secure. Now what will be left for the floating burden? So floating burden will be left out with nothing if all other assets are secure. So it is always better to have fixed charge. But debentures, if nothing is specified, then also they always have floating charge. Means debenture holders at least have that much right. And generally it is a practical situation that all the assets of company will never be mortgaged. So if in case any assets are remaining unmortgaged, non-mortgaged, then debenture holders always have a right to recover the money from those assets. Yes, practically speaking, fixed charge is better, but debenture holders, if nothing is mentioned, then also they always have fixed charge, floating charge. Now if you go to borrow the loan from the bank, you can give your debentures as a security. So bank will know that if the company is not able to repay the money, then it will have the charge or the security of all the assets of the company which are not secured with anyone else. Is everyone clear with it? So that is debentures are issued as a collateral security. You borrow loan from the bank and against that as a security you give your own debentures. So three different ways debentures can be issued. One is for cash, second is for consideration, other than cash, third is as a collateral security. Is everyone clear with this? Now, first situation, if they are issued for cash, then what journal entries would be passed? Understand this. First of all, it is exactly like shares. If you call any amount with application, then what entry is to pass in shares? Bank to share application. Then share application to share capital. Here, shares, capital and application word will get replaced with debentures. Instead of share application, you say bank to debenture application. And then debenture application to, you not say debenture capital, simply debentures. Then next entry will become debenture allotment to debentures. Then bank account debit to debenture allotment. Then debenture call to debentures and then bank account debit to debenture calls. But generally, what is the face value of a share? 10. Debentures 100. But company generally does not call this money in installment. 99% cases company calls entire 100 rupees in one stroke itself, lump sum amount. Reason, in shares you can take an action. If there are calls in areas, what can be done by the company?
Reissue. Forfeit.
Forfeiture and then reissue. But debentures you cannot forfeit. If they have paid you out of 100 rupees, 80 rupees,
You have to pay.
then for you the loan is of 80, you have to repay 80 rupees. But you cannot forfeit the debenture because they have not paid 20 rupees. They are not the owners of the loan. They don't have fixed liability that they have committed, then you have to pay you 100 rupees. So company will be in trouble. Company will have to search some other source of finance for that 20 rupees. So generally the company does not call the money in installments. They call at one stroke. Entire 100 rupees pay at the time of application. So what will happen if you call entire amount in one installment? The combined entry of all six will become what? First two entries are what? Bank to debenture application. Then debenture application to debenture. So application gets cancelled. What is the combined entry? Bank to debentures. Even next two entries, debenture allotment to debentures. Then bank to debenture allotment. Allotment debit credit gets cancelled. What is the combined entry? Bank to debenture. Same way with call. So if you call entire 100 rupees in one stroke itself, then simple entry, bank to debentures. If you have issued the shares at par, then the entry will be bank account debit and directly you credit which account to debentures account. Here just remember one thing. Debentures will always come with face value throughout the chapter. Whether you credit debenture or you debit debenture, debenture always will face value. If you remember this, everything else you get correct automatically. Okay? If they are issued at premium, then bank account debit
Debentures account.
to debentures account. Now debentures always with
Face value.
face value
Security.
and to security premium, or you can also call it as debentures premium. Either you can call it as security premium or you can call it as debentures premium account. And this will be with the amount of premium. So quite obvious. Bank will be with what amount?
Total.
Issue price. Face value plus. Okay. Now, in shares, we studied this here that now as per the law, shares cannot be issued at discount, but debentures can still be issued at discount. In debentures, there is no law that they cannot be issued at discount. They can still be issued at discount. So in case if debentures are issued at discount, then what is this discount for the company?
Expense. Loss.
Loss. This we have been studying in shares also. Premium is a profit, credit all incomes and gains. It's a capital profit, so we credit security premium. But discount is a loss. So bank account debit
Discount amount.
and discount is a loss. Debit or expenses and
Loss.
losses. So debentures discount account debit.
Dividend.
This will be with the amount of
Discount.
discount. And to debentures account, this will always be with
Face value.
face value. So now bank account will debit with what amount?
Sir, minus.
Face value minus discount. That is the issue price. Is everyone clear with this? So always remember debentures will come with premium, will obviously come with premium, discount will obviously come with discount. Automatically you get the amount of bank. Is everyone clear with this? Now, so you can have installments, but practical questions also will not have installments. We'll always have the questions where entire 100 rupees is called in one. In case if it is called in installments, the entries will remain same as we used to do in the chapter of shares. Okay? Then just choose that for this problem. That's right, and this one also. Left one, make it on the right side. Yes. Now, if debentures are going to be redeemed in future, then that will have effect on issue of debentures also. How the debentures are going to be redeemed in future will have effect on issue of debentures also. I repeat, we are not studying the topic of redemption. We are still studying the topic of issue of debentures. But suppose debentures are issued for 5 years period. After 5 years they are going to be redeemed. And that company has to mention right now how they are going to repay that money after 5 years at par or at premium. Repayment can never be at discount. You cannot tell people that you give me 100 rupees and after 5 years they'll pay you 90 rupees. They'll never give you the money. So either you can redeem at par or you can redeem at premium. Okay? Means you can repay the money after 5 years at par or at premium, and that condition you have to mention in the beginning. Debentures holders should know in the beginning after 5 years they are going to get 100 rupees or they are going to get 110 or 120. So redemption topic will study separately. But after 5 years how they are going to be redeemed, we mentioned in the beginning. That will have effect at the time of issue. Now what effect it will have at the time of issue, understand it. If they are going to be redeemed at par, after suppose 5 years, they are going to be redeemed at par. Means you borrow 100 rupees, after 5 years you redeem 100 rupees only. Then it will have no effect on issue. Then it will have no effect on issue. Entries of issue of debentures will remain same. So suppose in the question it is given, debentures are issued what? At par, redeemed at par. Then redemption at par will have no effect. So entry will remain same, back to debentures. They say debentures are issued at premium, redeemable at par. The redemption at par will have no effect. Issue at premium, bank account debit, to debentures account, to security or debenture premium account. And if they say debenture issued at discount, redeemable at par, will have no impact. So entry will be bank account debit, debenture discount account debit.
To debenture.
Did you understand? But if they are going to be redeemed at premium, then it will have effect. It will have effect on issue. Redemptions entries will study later on. Right now what we are understanding?
Issue.
Effect on.
Issue.
In the beginning itself what effect is to be. Now tell me, if they are going, what is this premium for the company? When they issue the share debentures at premium?
Profit.
Capital profit. Credit or incomes and gains. If you are going to redeem the debentures at premium, what is this premium for the company?
Loss. Capital
Loss. We studied in preference shares also. Because you have to repay more. If 100 rupees debentures are redeemed at 10% premium, means after 5 years you are going to repay them 110. What is that 10 rupees for the company if you are going to pay them more? Loss. And also liability. Because you do not pay right now, you have to pay it after 5 years. So what is this premium for the company? Premium at the time of issue is
profit.
capital profit from the company. But premium which you have to give at the time of redemption, what is this for the company? It is a loss as well as liability. Because we have to pay them more, so it's a loss for the company. And secondly, it's also a liability for the company because we have to pay it after 5 years. Right now, it's still we know that after 5 years we have to pay that 10 rupees extra. Okay. What is the principle of conservatism or prudence?
All expenses will record in advance. In future, it
We
can
can
be
anticipate the
record.
profits, but
Correct. All the future expected expenses and losses and liability will be provided in advance. But future or anticipated incomes and gains will not be taken into consideration. Therefore, we used to make provision for bad debt reserve, provision for discount reserve. Also, we used to record the closing stock at cost price or market price, whichever is. This all was as per the conservatism concept. Here also conservatism will apply. Here also prudence principle will apply. We already know that this premium is a future loss, it's a future liability. So we should make the provision for that from right now.
Yes.
We should make the provision for that from right now itself. So what we do is, first of all, it's a loss, debit all expenses and losses. So we debit loss on issue of debentures account debit. Because at the time of issue itself, we know that this is going to be our loss. And issue itself, we have kept the condition. So debit all expenses and losses. How do we make the provision for this as per conservatism principle? Loss on issue of debentures account, debit. And premium is our liability. Payable, credit the payables. So as a liability, we created two premium on redemption account. We create that liability in our books of accounts by crediting premium on redemption account. Then what we will do is, this loss every year, suppose the total premium is going to be 1 lakh. And what is the premium period of debentures?
5 years.
1 lakh divided by 5.
20,000.
Every year in P&L account we will debit 20,000 and write off this loss of 20,000. So what will happen? Every year 20,000 from P&L account will keep aside. In 5 years we will be able to provide that extra fund of 1 lakh to repay the debentures. Did everyone understand it? So this is conservatism principle. Okay. Now this effect is to be combined at the time of issue. So if it is given in the question that debentures are issued at par, redeemable at premium, then you must combine entry. Because this effect we have to combine at the time of issue. We have to make this provision from the very beginning. So what combined entry you will pass then? Bank account debit, loss on issue of debentures account debit, to debentures account, to premium on redemption account. Did you understand? Just raise your hand. What will be the entry if they are issued at premium and redeemable at premium? Jay.
Bank account debit, loss or issue of debentures account debit. Sir, premium will remain same.
No, they are different. This is profit, this is liability.
Okay. To debentures account, to security premium and to premium and redemption account.
Did you understand this portion, all of you?
Yes, sir.
But company cannot issue the debentures at premium as well as redeem. This situation will never come. Practically, you say issued at 10% premium, redeemable at 10% premium. Then issue at par only. And if you want more money, issue more debentures. So issue at premium, redeemable at premium will never come. Okay, now raise your hand. What will be the entry if they are issued at discount and redeemable at premium? If the debentures are issued at discount and redeemable at premium, someone? Why no entry?
Discount given and premium.
Issued at 90 rupees, redeemable at 110, allowed. People will be attracted to buy your debentures.
The bank account debit, then debentures discount account, loss on issue of debentures account to debentures account to premium on debentures.
Correct. Is everyone clear with this? Bank account debit, debenture discount account debit, loss on issue of debenture account debit, to debentures account, to premium on redemption. Any confusions with this? So 5 situations are possible in all. First, issued at par, redeemable at par. What will be the entry? Simply back to debentures. Second situation, issued at premium, redeemable at par. What will be the entry? Bank account debit to debentures to debenture premium. Third situation, issued at discount, redeemable at par. What will be the entry? Bank account debit, debenture discount account debit to debenture account. Fourth situation, issued at par, redeemable at premium. What will be the entry? Bank account debit, loss on issue of debenture account debit to debentures to premium on redemption. And fifth situation, issued at discount, redeemed at premium. What will be the entry? Bank account debit, debenture discount account debit, loss on issue of debenture account debit to debentures to premium on redemption. Is everyone clear with this?
Yes.
I don't know. Let's stop the video.